friends, welcome to tonight's Big Brother 19 chat.
Hey, you meatballs, it's episode 19.
And it's horror week.
You're not kidding.
Josh is the HOH. Get ready to be scared out of your diapers.
Cody's speechless.
Yeah,
he doesn't
for like
have
5 seconds straight.
Much to say.
They have a lot of fun with his diary room sessions, leaving that extra
love
space.
It. Editors, I love you. Good job. All right, Elena goes to Josh. She's worried. He said, should I worry? She said, should I worry? And he said, we'll talk.
That's usually not a good sign. If somebody doesn't say yes to you immediately, you should be worried.
You know what? If somebody said yes to you too quickly too, that would be like...
I don't know.
They're lying.
I don't know. But anyway, Mark is feeling a little bit better because he and Josh made up a few days ago. You know they have a very tumultuous, rocky relationship.
You know.
The hot sauce in the eye.
Yeah.
All the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm not here to bully you the rest of the season.
Yeah, because he's got a new target. Cody. Yeah, but I mean, he gives a lot of crap to Cody now. He can't focus on two at the same time. Right. So, Mark, you're fine.
All right. This was a great moment of the show.
This gave me some flashbacks to season 14 with Dan and Chef Joe, when Chef Joe was all like, we gotta get Dan. Dan went, what? We gotta get Dan.
This is Dan.
So this time, there were a bunch of people talking in the have-not room, including Mark.
Right.
So Alex busts in. She goes up to Josh and she says, hey, Mark and Elena weren't happy when you won. And Josh is just like, Mark is right here. Like, this is Mark and this is Alex. She was right next to him.
She was like...
And Mark went... Yeah. He was pissed. He was like, why are you trying to start shit with me, Alex? What the hell?
She's like, we weren't happy.
Your face was sad.
Come on, let's go talk.
Oh boy. So then she called him out on all this stuff, and...
I mean, she wasn't wrong.
He knew. Yes.
But
that
he wouldn't admit it.
Right.
He wouldn't admit it.
He's a floater. He goes back and forth. Everybody knows
He's a flip-flop floaterville.
Yeah, he goes between Jessica and Cody and the rest of the house. He wants his cake and he wants to eat it too.
You know who I don't like that much, but I respect this week? Christmas. She's getting fed up with Paul. She wants little Joshy to have his own HOH.
You know why? Because Christmas and Paul are really similar.
Yeah.
Their personalities. So they both want to be in control here. And Christmas is like, you know what, Paul? Your time is up.
You mean they're both trying to stick their arms up Josh's butt?
Yeah.
But
anyway, yeah, she's encouraging Josh. You do what you want to do this week. You don't have to listen to what Paul wants. This is your HOH.
You don't have to listen to Daddy. Listen to what Mommy's telling you.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Josh is talking to Elena.
Yes.
They're meeting in the storage room.
Why did you and Mark vote me out?
He is not happy about that.
He can't let it go.
Yeah, he had 3 votes against him. Cody, Mark, and Elena. And he's just like, what the hell? He knew what happened because Elena and Mark were left out of this vote. And he knew about that. But he's just like, what the hell? Why did you vote me out? And she's just like, it was really tough for me because I liked you and Ramses.
She is really good at bullshitting her way out of stuff, especially with him.
She is and she isn't. He's seeing through it though at this point. Even though he's got a huge crush on her, he's like, whoa, I gotta separate that from the game. He's realizing she is really good at convincing people and talking.
I mean, yeah, she is, but the reasons that she gave were ridiculous. You know, like, oh, 2 people go up, you gotta vote 1 out, you know, blah, 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 that's how it goes.
Alright, so anyway, Josh decides he wants Elena out.
Before Jess. And Paul said...
As in this week.
That's not mathematically possible.
No, Paul said, that's not what I want.
Yeah.
He wants Jess to go this week, and he's like arguing for it, and then Josh is like, yeah, but you don't see what I'm seeing. He's all, do you see what I see?
I like to buy the world a Coke.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Elena is super close to Paul. She will do what he says. She's not going to do whatever Josh wants.
Yes,
so Josh
master.
is like,
yes, master.
She's got to go.
Yeah. Josh tells Christmas he wants Elena out.
He actually told Christmas first.
Yeah.
But they kind of jumbled that up a little bit
She gives him some really great advice. F Paul.
Oh, she said, you know what? I really love Paul, but don't do everything that he says.
He can't do an effing thing for you.
Whoa.
Time for the temptation competition. So who's playing? You have to drink either the green liquid or the red liquid.
What if you're not thirsty?
Both equally disgusting. I imagine that it's like foot water.
Ew! What the hell is foot water?
You know, after you soak your feet.
Ew.
Because everyone's like, and it's like smells bad, and like that's all. It looks like foot water.
I'm not touching that. But anyway, everyone is playing in this except for Christmas and Josh, because obviously Josh is the HOH, he can't play.
Christmas got a bum leg.
Yeah, so she doesn't want to go into this and automatically become the third nominee.
Exactly.
And Paul told everybody else, you're competing this week, and they went, okay.
I mean, shouldn't she have like thrown it and been the third nominee and like, okay.
I know. They might not have even let her play, you know?
Right.
Because especially since this was in the dark. But anyway,
right.
Paul wanted all hands on deck to keep Cody and Jess from winning this. And Cody and Jess were going into this with a plan too. They wanted one of them to win and one of them to lose. So one would be safe and the other one would be the third nominee, so they'd be guaranteed to play in the power veto.
Alright, CBS. Shame, 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 shame on you! Strangest Things.
Isn't that
really?
A Fox News thing?
Yeah. Strangest Things, really?
Obviously it's a play on Stranger Things. They know that. They're making it obvious.
It's not even the same network.
Well, it's Netflix.
That's not CBS.
Have you guys watched Stranger Things? It's so good. But anyway.
Alright, so...
This is actually based on a competition that we saw on OTT last fall, which was amazing.
Right.
Remember when Shelby was like, don't touch me, I'll sue you!
Remember Jason? Whoa, whoa! You know what? It was way better this time because they had a bigger budget.
Mm-hmm.
When it was the off-season OTT, they didn't have much budget, so they only had like 3 or 4 people.
They had way more scares this time.
Yeah, it was
so basically,
great.
You gotta go throughout the house with all the darkness and all these creepy decorations.
You got your headlamp on. The words on the room were written in like phosphorescent-y type.
You gotta read the clues. You gotta see which letters are circled. Unscramble them to find the clue.
Which is heart.
It will tell you which item to bring back to the box.
Right. So, like I said, way better than OTT. The scarers were way more like
they got more in your face. Yeah. Like I feel like on OTT they kind of like stayed back, but
yeah,
they were
like, just like
yeah.
This time they were like hello, and they were moaning and groaning and stuff. So it was awesome. Elena was like, ah, don't touch me. I don't like you.
Yeah.
Don't touch my. Mark guessed after 3 letters.
Did he actually, or was that just editing? Because they did have to show mad people doing this competition.
It seems like he said HRT, and then he grabbed the heart.
Well, I mean, if you have the letters HRT and then you see the heart thing in front of you.
Well, I'm saying he guessed after 3 letters.
Yeah.
Matt was unfazed. He was just like, where's the cereal?
Yeah, it wasn't a bunch of empty cereal boxes lying around, so he wasn't afraid.
Jess ran away. She was throwing it, but she really didn't have to because she wasn't going in there.
Ooh, I didn't like those hands behind the
No, that was creepy.
No.
Creepy AF. Kevin was like, hey, this is cool.
Hey, can you hold my glasses?
Hey, my neighborhood that I grew up in was scarier than this.
Oh my
God. That Mission Hill?
I think so.
Alright, that's cool.
And then when he got to the heart,
he was the
only one that took it out of the jar. It was funny.
I don't need this jar.
And then he told the scarers when he was done, like, you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah. Kevin, you don't have to do an effing thing.
Never change, Kevin. Okay.
Cody went through there like a freaking RoboCop machine.
He was all, I'm not afraid of the dark.
I thought he was going to punch them, but he didn't have to.
But he was like...
Yeah, he was
with his little headlamp.
Mm-hmm. Paul was scared, but he was pretty fast. You know what? I think his scare was playing it up. Put on.
He was playing it up.
Because he's a showman.
He was all... Aah!
Yeah. Alright,
so now it's time to go through the times.
The longest time was Jessica. I believe...
I think she timed out.
15 minutes was a timeout.
Yeah, I think so.
So she's on the block as the special third nominee.
Mm-hmm.
Cody was freaking 3 ass minutes.
Whoa! Alex was in second place, and she was only 6 seconds behind him.
I think, what was Paul, like 3:46 or something like that?
3:30 something,
Yeah.
I want to say.
So Cody won the safety. Well done.
Wow, so Cody and Jess's plan worked out
Yep.
just how they wanted it to. Crazy.
Now, Elena and Mark know that they're in trouble.
Yeah, because they know, ooh, they're probably the next targets behind Cody and Jess.
Their big brother senses are tingling.
That sounds nasty.
Well, all right. Paul tells Elena, "You're gonna be a pawn. Just BT dubs. You're gonna be a pawn."
Well, because Josh wanted to talk to her and tell her about it, so Paul was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell her ahead of time, tell her to go up there. Ow. He also told Elena that he volunteered to be a pawn this week, and Josh told him, no, I'm gonna do something else.
That is a lie.
Oh, hell yeah, it is.
He did not volunteer.
He did not.
But he did tell Josh ahead of time that he was gonna lie.
Yeah, he wanted to make it look like the whole team was on board and that it wasn't a big deal to go up as the pawn.
Didn't Josh realize that
makes him look bad?
Very bad.
At least I think it does.
I
to Mark
agree.
and Elena.
I agree. She goes up to the HOH and starts arguing with Paul and Josh.
She even put on her neck scarf. Like, she was ready to go.
She doesn't want to be nominated. No.
Well, she says that Josh's reasoning doesn't make sense, and it's true,
she's
it doesn't.
right.
Because Josh was like, oh, you're a great competitor, and I want to make sure that Jess doesn't win this veto. But there are so many other great competitors.
I'm not the best competitor in the house.
Yeah, so she's accusing him that his real reasons, are because of the vote against him.
Right. Which they kind of are.
Kind of, yeah. So he's just like, no, it's because you're a good competitor. And then Elena's like, well, what about Alex? What about Paul? They're both better than I am. What about them? So then Josh is like, you know what? Let's get Paul up here because it's either going to be you or him.
He didn't want to have to. He wanted Paul to come up with an explanation. Paul was just like, oh.
And Elena was like, this is your HOH, not Paul's.
Paul was just like,
did anybody tell Paul that?
What have I done? All right. So
it got really heated.
It really did.
It got really heated. And by the end, Josh was just like, you're going up as the pawn.
Now shut up and get out.
Wow.
So it's nominations time. And sure enough, Mark and Elena were nominated. Mark, because he's a meatball.
Josh warned him ahead of time, I'm probably going to throw some sort of meatball thing in during the speech. Don't get mad about it. And Mark was just like, okay.
And then, Elena, you are a pawn?
Not really. That's Josh's
He never said pawn. He was just like, the house knows what I want.
Yeah, well then he called out Jess in front of everybody. He was like, everybody knows what I want. Jess, you're my target this week. And then she was like, oh God, I forgot. This was the Josh show.
And he said, yes.
I'm not a huge Josh fan, but that was that was a nice moment.
I like
that was nice.
All right, so I wonder what else they're gonna be having for Horror Week.
Oh, I can't wait to see this veto.
All right, guys, let us know what you thought in the comments.
I gotta say, going into this, I was thinking it was gonna be a boring week with Josh's HOH, but I'm pretty excited.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm pretty excited.
Till next time.
Much love.